Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another week of Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series content. This week we're coming to you from Bristol Motor Speedway. For round number 5 of the Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series tonight, we will set the first part of the grid for tomorrow night's main event. We got about 17 cars ready to take to the racetrack tonight to try to set down the fastest lap they can and put themselves in a good spot for tomorrow night's race. 250 laps on tap tomorrow. We'll obviously talk about a little bit more about tomorrow's race format when we get there tomorrow night. For now, it's about done. We're about done waiting. We're going to get some cars on the racetrack and start them qualifying here tonight. As usual, as Jacob Hopp begins to take his out lap, as usual, thanking JCB Excavation for sponsoring Full Pedal Jackets content all season long, and our good friend Supreme 8. So good thanks to those guys for helping us bring the content to you. Jacob Hopp's first on track. Decent run last week at Indianapolis. Involved in a couple of wrecks late in the race. Kind of took him out of contention for a decent finish, but had a fast car. I'll see if he can do the same thing this week. And right up near the top of the racetrack. Turn 4, first lap for Jacob. The 14.890. Fly through qualifying tonight. Obviously a half-mile racetrack, only 2 laps. These guys are not going to take long to get around here. Hop off turn 4, squirrely, holding onto the car. It's a 14.821. Pull off the racetrack. We'll quickly move on to our second qualifier. Second qualifier tonight is going to be Tyler Bentley. If you were not with us the last time we came here, it was not for points. Tyler put on a heck of a show. Had the best car in the long run all night long and won after leading the better part of the second half of the race. Expect for him to put a really good lap on the board here. See what he can get done on his couple of laps. Green flag for Tyler Bentley. Running well all season so far, hoping to keep up his consistency. So he would like a win. He at least wants to stay up near the top of the points. First lap for Tyler. A 14.991. Off into 3, carrying some decent speed there. A little bit lower than Jacob did. Second lap for Tyler is a 14.837. So just off the lap of Jacob Hopp. Still a pretty solid lap for him. He will pull off of the racetrack. Next onto the speedway. It's going to be Logan Eager in the 13. Wait for him to roll out. Here he goes. Logan, a guy who seems to be getting faster every week as the season goes on. So we'll see if he can do just that again this week. A little bit faster, a little bit higher up the standings. Obviously, after this week, a third of the way through the regular season. So just like that, here in the next few weeks, we're going to have to start talking really, really closely about the playoff bubble, which is very, very tight right now. Ikra brings his machine off turn number 4. The 15.452 is his first lap. Off turn 4 in his second of 2. Logan Ikra swings the back end out as he comes down to the start-finish line with a 15.152. Good for third best right now. And next on to the speedway is the number 6 of Nathan Bentley. Second of the 5 Bentley Motorsports entries that we'll take to the speedway tonight. Nathan, a guy kind of like Ikra, running better and better every week. He's been around in almost every race, knocking on the door of the top 10 threshold, but he's gotten involved in either a late race wreck or some form of issue that
DJ, you're on deck.
ends up Ends up messing up what ends up being a really good day for him, so we'll see if he can put a good effort here at Bristol. First lap for Nathan is a 15.316. The 3 trying to carry some more speed. Back to the gas. And smacks the wall, so second lap. Whoa. He smacks the wall off turn 4, so the second lap's not going to count. It's a 15.316, the official time for Nathan Bentley.
Hey, Peyton, is this the same settings as the practice race last night?
Next car on track, the 20 of DJ Thomas. In contention a lot this year, just seems like something happens, he can't end up getting it done. He's been a good car all year, so we'll see if he can finally put together the full run here tonight in Bristol. Really tomorrow night. We'll see what he can do in qualifying first. Off of turn 4, down to the line, he'll start his 2 laps. Lots of guys with a ton of speed here tonight. The guys getting better and better the more practice they do on this racetrack. Another track that drives a little bit different the way the cars drive now, but this has been a pretty tough track for these guys to try to conquer. Notice the bottom is not really the fastest way around anymore. Wow, DJ had to catch that thing off turn 4. It's a 15.252, so it ends up working out for him. So he brings it home with a 4th best run right now. And next on the speedway, go to the 12 of Justin Kane, our Charlotte race winner. So he is locked into the playoffs early in the regular season, so Ben made a huge first impression, locks himself into the 12-car playoff field, at least as it stands. We'll get to talk about points a little bit later, but it does make it interesting. If there are more than 12 winners, we'll be going off of points standings, so wants to keep it up, wants to keep consistent, maybe get a second win. On the backstretch off into 3 on his first of 2 laps. The stripe, Justin Kane's first lap. It's a 15.104. Off into turn number 3. Second lap for the Thick Hick Motorsports entry. It's a 15.142. So the 15.104 will stand. It's good for 3rd right now. The 2 guys have broken into the 14s. Track is very, very slippery, you can tell. Guys swinging the back end out, trying to get everything they can out of it. Next on to the racetrack, the 01318 Fist Racing entry, Michael Landfield. Landfield and his entire team searching for speed every single week. They're getting better. As the weeks go on, they work well as a team. Would have put on a good run here at Bristol. First go around at Bristol was the first start for Clint Mcgill and Michael Landfield. Go on to join Matthew Fleming to form what we now know as Team Fist Racing. First lap for Michael is a 15.103. Notice guys running a lot of different lines. Michael's choosing to run down the racetrack, kind of turn the car down the banking off the corner, try to gain some speed out of it. Whoa! He's swinging that back in way out.
Bandit is here!
15.045 for Michael Landfield. So he gets close to breaking into the 14, so a good lap puts him 3rd on the board. And next up, he burns it a little bit off pit road, is the third Bentley Motorsports entry of the night. That's Brady Shue. Brand new look on that 9 car this week. You'll notice he is no longer driving a Chevrolet. He is in a Ford now to match his teammates.
Hey, who'd you say?
He is running the Bill Elliott paint job this week. Coors paint job on that machine. See. Ooh, in the wall right there. Slap's not going to count. Sliding that thing into turn 1. And it's going to spin it. Going to save it. Try to recover what he can. See what he can get out of it. Back the wall off turn 4. Or drove up the hill. The end of the safer barrier onto the front straightaway. He comes across with a 22.264. Best. Have some work to do tomorrow night.
It's okay. I've never ran
mid-pack,
Bristol,
maybe close to the
and
back
I've
of the
run a new
field.
wheel, but I haven't tested yet.
See what he can do, though. Next on the speedway, the second Kick Motorsports entry to run onto the speedway tonight, Marcus Miller. See what he can do in qualifying. Good speed off turn 2 right there. Off into turn 3. See what he can do in 3 and 4. Off turn 4 down to the line. Wow. Slap from Marcus. 14.991. Third guy to break into the 14s. See if he can make it better on the second lap. Hooks that thing into turn 3 and 4. Drives off. See if second lap is any better for him. It's not. It's a 15.146, but he breaks into the 14s and sits third as they run right now. Next car onto the speedway, a new face to Full Pedal Jacket, and is Brandon Williams. Brandon is the father of Griffin Williams, driver of the 02. He's not with us tonight. He will be with us tomorrow. A little bit of a family connection. And he is the 5th added entry to Thick Kick Motorsports, so a 5-car stable. And it's Brandon's first attempt at qualifying in his first race. Turn 4, gassing it up to the line, starts lap number 1. And then a guy that is still trying to get the ropes of the Cup car on pavement. Expect to see him get better, though, as the season gets on, just like Griffin has. Seen Griffin string together some top 10s. First lap for Brandon was a 16.757. Here's this one's going to be better. A lap for Brandon Williams, 15.701. Puts him 9th. And rolling out of the speedway, the 4th of 5 Bentley Motorsports cars. We'll wait for Brandon. Zach's really eager to get on the raceway. Wait for Brandon to pull it to a stop here. But next on the speedway is going to be Zach Camella. Brand new look on the 4-car this week. Sporting the JCB Excavation colors. A sharp-looking paint scheme on the number 4 Ford Mustang for Bentley Motorsports.
Sorry about that.
See how it translates to his qualifying run. He was fast here last time we came here. Obviously got into it a little bit.
Apple.
One of the drivers that used to race with us. I kept him off the pace a little bit. Some damage from run-ins on track. We'll see if he can get out in front of that this week. Running really high on the racetrack. You see he turns that car down the banking. Pretty much the furthest down to anybody, but you can tell in the speed he carries. Obviously helps, and there you go. It's a 14.835 on lap 1. Here's it off turn 4. He may have gotten the wall. He spins it and noses it into the inside wall. He does get a 14.835, and that's good for P2. The first lap counts. This car on the speedway is Steve Korsek in the 27. Steve has been fast all season long to this point. He's running well in points because of it. Does not have that elusive win yet. He smacks the wall there to start lap 1. Lap 1 won't count for him. We'll see if he can make up for it on lap 2. Carrying a ton of speed. You heard how high the RPMs were right there. Off into 3. And second to 2. Second lap for Steve. He has a 15.048, so he does salvage a pretty good run out of it. Goes 6th best. After what appeared to be maybe a disaster starting to form on his first lap. So next on the speedway, once Steve goes down the pit lane, going to be Shane Weatherington out of Supreme Motorsports. Give it just a second now. Shane will start to roll. Shane, a guy who had speed in his first start at Charlotte, caught up in a couple of late wrecks. So we'll see if he can kind of turn things around here at Bristol. Off turn number 4, coming to the green flag. Ooh, may have clipped the wall right there. I think he did. See if he can recover it on lap number 2. Lap 2 for Mr. Weatherington is 15.24, so he goes 9th best. A decent lap for him. He's got a little bit of work to do to gain some spots. See how he does tomorrow night. Next, on to the Speedway. Another THM entry. Eric Preston, the first lap bandit. Gonna hit Bristol for his qualifying run. Bring it off pit road.
He clears black, please.
So, I think he may have gotten a penalty here in qualifying. And he's going to wall it anyway. Oh, man. Spinning off into number 3. Let's see if he parks and takes a lap here. Well, with a black flag, neither of them are going to count. A rough run there for Derek after a penalty coming off pit road. Both his laps are invalidated. We'll cycle into the end, see if we can get him on a one-lap run after the remaining cars go. Not many cars left, only about 4 or 5 cars left to qualify. Next up, second Team Fist Racing entry of Clint Mcgill. Struggled a little bit last week at Indy. Gonna kind of turn things around, headed back in the right direction. Off into 3. His first of two. It's really close to the outside wall. That's a 15.288. It's 11th best. Better drive off two that time, though. We'll see if he can carry that speed into 3 and 4. Looks like he did. This is going to be a pretty good lap. If he can hold that thing off turn 4, he does. He runs a 15.072. He goes 7th best. Good run there for Clint. Puts him solidly inside the top 10 with only a few cars left to qualify. And next on to the speedway is going to be Zach Lima, teammate to Steve Korsek. He'll take his 2 laps. He has been fast the last couple days of practice. He's fast on a hot lap. See if he can keep that going. Off turn 4, he sees the green flag. Begin his qualifying run. And lap 1 to the top of the board. Zach Lima goes 14.786. Gonna make it better. Slides it off turn 4. Second and 2 laps to 14.773. He does make it better. For now, it is the pole position with only a few cars left to qualify. That is a really good lap time. So Paul Ferdiani is the next car on track. New look on that car as well this week. Sporting the Seattle Kraken. Future NHL franchise out of the city of Seattle. Paul starts his 2 laps. Ooh, got way too high there on lap 1. Lap 1 will be invalidated. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a redo here on lap 2. On the backstretch off into turn number 3. And brings it off turn 4 down to the start finish line lap 2 for Paul Ferdiani. A 16.183. It's good for 15th best. And so next on to the speedway with only a few cars left to qualify here is the 5th and final Bentley Motorsports entry of Ron Holmes. Ron will bookend Bentley Motorsports. That's what I was going to say. I think they've got a black flag, although I think well, I mean, he's at least realizing it before he runs both of his laps. He will actually bring it down pit lane, serve that penalty.
Go ahead and send them my, I got a black flag.
Next on the speedway is actually going to be Mason Hausman. Mason also fast, especially in the short run last time we were here. He will look to do it again here this time around. Turn 4, he'll start his first of 2 laps. When he swung the back end out on corner entry there, trying to get a little too much out of it. Turn 4, first of 2 laps for Mason. Is a 15.502. Better corner entry and exit there on turns 1 and 2 that time around, so this looks to be a better lap. Does the same thing as a couple of other guys. He turns it down the banking. and comes up with a 14.969. Fifth best. Good recovery on the second lap puts him top 5 for now. So Derek Preston getting a mulligan here. We get 1 lap. 1, not 2. He's going to get 1 lap. Try to put a time on the board. They're getting that penalty, and you can already tell he's run out a little bit slower. Only 1 lap may work to the advantage of a guy that goes by the name First Lap Ended. We'll see how it goes, though. Well, appears it's not going to go any better for him.
I'm
Wow.
just calling it, man. I can't get shit. Yeah.
He's going to call it a night. We're going to give Ron the same opportunity here. Get a lap on the board. Same thing as Derek run out a little bit slower than he did his first time around. It is, to these guys' credit, it is a tough pit road to get off of and not get a penalty. So that time he gets off there clean. He's going to get to set a lap here. See what he can lay down. Ron's been running better the last few weeks. We'll see what he can get done this week at Bristol. Off turn 2. Had to lay out of it a little bit. Lots of corner speed for that 33. Woo! He got close to that wall right there. I don't think he hit it, though. Comes up with a 15.356 for 15th best. Gonna put a piece of paper between that car and the outside wall. And with Ron Holmes' run complete, that is going to do it. That is our last qualifier to hit the speedway. So, a lap time of 14.773 is the pole lap. That's Zach Lima. Jacob Hopp to his outside. Second row is going to be the teammates of Zach Camella and Tyler Bentley. Third row, Mason Hausman and Marcus Miller. Row number 4, Michael Landfield and Steve Korsek, and the top 10 will be completed by Clint Mcgill and Justin Kane. And from there, Logan Ikra in 11th, Shane Weatherington 12th, BJ Thomas 13th, Nathan Bentley 14th, Ron Holmes 15th, Brandon Williams 16th, Paul Ferdiani 17th, Brady Shue 18th, and Derek Preston will start 19th. So that's the 19 cars that join us for qualifying tonight. We'll fill out the rest of the grid tomorrow night when we get into the race session. So that will complete Full Pedal Jacket qualifying for Bristol. Join us tomorrow night. 250 action-packed laps on tap. You will not want to miss it. Entertaining short track racing from the Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, right back here. Going to get to talk to some drivers, get some insight before we get them on track for 250 really, really intense laps. Until then, that's all we've got for you tonight, I believe. Peyton, you got anything? I don't know if you're...
I believe that is it for tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. And we will get you some pre-race interviews going and talk to some of these guys and see how things maybe are looking to shape up tomorrow.
Until then, that's Peyton Jennings, our league owner. I am Dawson Wise Big Hickory, as usual. Join us tomorrow night. And until then, have a good night, everybody.